Have you ever found yourself wondering what it truly means to live a life that feels completely you?
Yeah.
You know, a life aligned with your deepest self, free from all that external pressure.
Or maybe feeling like you're just pulled in, well, a million different directions, struggling for some kind of coherence.
Exactly. Well, today we're diving deep into that very thing. We're exploring what we're calling the architecture of authentic living.
Mm-hmm.
Our mission here is to take this great stack of sources, insights from philosophers, Olympic champions, presidents, artists, even spiritual seekers,
Really diverse voices.
totally, and distill them into recurring patterns. The goal is to illuminate a clear, sort of actionable path for you toward integrated, purposeful living.
That's right. And to really help visualize this, we're going to like metaphorically construct this architecture together.
Okay.
We'll start by laying the foundation, how we orient ourselves to time, to thought, anchoring in the present.
Right, the groundwork.
Then we move to the blueprint. This is designing a life where your passions align with a higher purpose. We've got amazing examples like Eric Liddell.
Oh, yeah, great story.
Then we look at the framework. That's the courage needed to step into, well, what Teddy Roosevelt called the arena of action.
Into the arena. Love that.
Next up is the creative dimension. Your power, really, to construct your own authentic reality. We'll look at Josephine Baker for that.
Fascinating.
And then we'll journey through the process itself, understanding that the journey is the destination. Kobe Bryant had some deep insights there.
Wow.
And finally, we bring it all together, the integration. What it means to live as a unified whole, finding, sustainable fulfillment, not just quick wins.
This deep dive, it's really designed not just to inform you, but hopefully to spark some of those aha moments.
Yeah.
Giving you genuinely practical insights, maybe a shortcut to feeling well-informed about living authentically without getting, buried in advice.
Absolutely. Our aim isn't just defining authenticity, but really
Yeah.
unpacking why it matters, like fundamentally.
Right.
And most importantly, how you can actually apply these ideas, how you can make real shifts in your day-to-day life.
Okay, let's unpack this and start building.
Let's do it.
So to start constructing this architecture, we need that strong foundation.
Right.
And the wisdom we found, well, it suggests this starts with a pretty radical shift in how we relate to time and, maybe surprisingly, to our own thoughts. Here's this one powerful quote. It puts it so simply. Don't think about what can happen in a month. Don't think about what can happen in a year.
Just cuts right through it.
Yeah. Focus on the 24 hours in front of you and do what you can to get closer to where you want to be.
And what's really fascinating there is how that immediate present moment focus connects directly to Albert Einstein's observation.
Oh, which one?
That we can't solve problems by using the same kind of thinking we used when we created them.
Ah, okay. Makes sense.
Both insights are really pushing us toward the same thing, aren't they? Real transformation, genuine authenticity. It demands breaking free from our usual mental tracks.
Habitual pattern.
Exactly. It's not just what we think, but how we think. Those, ingrained mental ruts that keep trying yesterday's solutions on tomorrow's problems.
That's a powerful distinction.
Yeah.
Because for many of us, thinking about the future, especially worrying, feels like, well, responsible planning.
Right. It feels like you should be doing it.
So how do we tell the difference between helpful foresight and that kind of future tripping that actually keeps us stuck in the old ways?
That's a crucial question because the anxious mind, the one constantly projecting a year or even a decade ahead,
Yeah.
that's often the very same mind that when a new challenge pops up, just defaults to the familiar strategies, even if they don't work anymore.
Okay, I see.
So by consciously anchoring ourselves right here in the present moment, we're not just doing mindfulness for its own sake.
It's more active than that.
Yeah, we're actively disrupting the brain's tendency to loop through those old, often unproductive thought patterns. It creates this kind of cognitive white space.
Ah, like clearing the slate.
Precisely. A space where genuinely fresh thinking, unburdened by past failures or future anxieties, can actually emerge. This becomes the bedrock, the real foundation for authentic living.
Okay. With that strong foundation of present moment focus laid down, we move up to the blueprint.
The design phase.
Exactly.
Why?
Where we align our deepest passions with a higher purpose. And this isn't just about what you enjoy, right? It's what truly drives you, gives life meaning.
Yeah, much deeper.
And the story of Eric Liddell, the Olympic runner, is just one of the most compelling examples of someone discovering their calling and, crucially, having the courage to live it fully.
His journey really illustrates that authentic living isn't about choosing between different bits of ourselves, like different compartments.
Mm.
It's about finding how all our gifts, all our passions, can actually serve one unified purpose.
Right, because when his critics questioned him, saying he spent too much time on godly pursuits instead of just training,
Yeah, they were seeing it as separate things.
they saw faith and athletics as competing, almost like a zero-sum game. But Liddell's response, it's so profound.
What did he say again?
He said, I believe God made me for a purpose, but he also made me fast. And when I run, I feel his pleasure.
Wow. That's integration, isn't it? Real integration.
Totally. It suggests his faith wasn't a distraction from his sport. It was maybe the very source of his ability to engage with it so wholeheartedly.
It is, and that integration gets even more remarkable when you think about the price he was willing to pay.
You mean at the Olympics?
Yeah, the 1924 Games in Paris. He withdrew from the 100 meters. That was his best event. He was favored to win.
Just because the heats were on a Sunday.
Just because of that, he refused to compromise his Sabbath observance.
Yeah.
A deeply held value, personal, spiritual.
And the amazing thing is, rather than limiting him athletically, that clarity, that purpose seemed to just liberate him.
Totally. He went on to win bronze in the 200 meters and then unexpectedly gold in the 400 meters.
Incredible.
But even more significantly, that same integration of purpose let him transition seamlessly later from being an Olympic champion to being a missionary in China until his death.
Wow. His life just shows when you operate from that authentic core purpose, you don't always have to choose between different callings.
Right. You can express your deepest values through lots of different avenues.
And that idea connects to our daily lives too, doesn't it? Like Tony Dungy suggests.
Yeah, Dungy invites us to bring that same discipline we might apply to, say, physical training, to cultivating our inner character, our deepest values. It's about building that internal integrity that then informs every single external action.
So, okay. Foundation, present moment thinking, blueprint, aligning passion with purpose, the next critical step.
Action.
Action. That's where we build the framework of courageous engagement, stepping into what Theodore Roosevelt famously called the arena.
Ah, yes. The man in the arena.
That passage is practically the manifesto for this stage, isn't it? He describes the person worthy of credit, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes up short again and again.
Because there is no effort without error and shortcoming.
Yeah.
It ties back so powerfully to needing that new thinking we talked about earlier.
How so?
Well, the only way to find fresh approaches, the only way to actually build that authentic life is to risk failure by stepping into the arena of real action.
Right. You can't think your way there from the sidelines.
Exactly. The critic Roosevelt mentions, the one who safely points out how the strong man stumbles, that's the old rigid thinking. Analytical, maybe, risk-averse,
Yeah.
but ultimately sterile. They observe, but they don't create.
Whereas the person in the arena embodies the new thinking. Experimental, courageous, willing to fail forward.
Yes, fail forward toward breakthrough. Roosevelt's description reveals something so crucial about authentic achievement. It's not about perfection. It's about wholehearted engagement despite imperfection. It's about showing up, not just for the wins, but for the value of the struggle itself.
And that final distinction he draws is so sharp. Even if the arena dweller fails, he says.
They at least fail while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat.
Wow. That suggests the real tragedy isn't failure itself. It's the failure to even engage, to really live.
Exactly. Those cold and timid souls, they might avoid the pain of defeat, sure, but they also forfeit any chance of genuine victory and that deep satisfaction that comes from really wrestling with meaningful challenges. It's a powerful call to just embrace the messiness of actually living.
Okay, moving beyond that framework of action, we get to the creative dimension. This is fascinating. The power you have to construct your own authentic reality.
And the story of Josephine Baker introduces a totally different kind of courage than the arena fighter's, direct confrontation. This is more like the courage of creative resistance. Robert Greene's analysis shows that from very early on, Josephine Baker could not stand the feeling of having no control over the world.
Okay.
Her solution was something children often do. She closed herself off in a world of her own making, oblivious to the ugliness around her. This world was filled with dancing, clowning, dreams of great things.
So it sounds like escapism, but it's not really, is it?
No, I think it's more like a profound act of self-sovereignty. By just refusing to accept the limits others tried to put on her,
Yeah.
Baker showed that we have way more power to shape our personal reality and even influence the reality around us than we usually think.
She embodied the reality she wanted rather than fighting the one she rejected.
Precisely, as Green observes, let other people wail and moan, Josephine would smile, remain confident and self-reliant.
And the effect this had, it reveals something deep about authentic living.
It really does. Green notes that almost everyone who met her commented on how seductive this quality was. Yeah. Her refusal to compromise or to be what she was expected to be made everything she did seem authentic and natural. People are just drawn to those who have the courage to create and live in their own authentic world.
Why is that?
Well, as the source puts it, fantasy is so much more pleasant than reality. And since most people do not have the power or courage to create such a world, they enjoy being around those who do.
Huh. It's like an invitation then. Embrace your own joyful self-expression as a powerful act of defiance.
Exactly. And the daily lesson from her example is pretty practical. Learn to play with your image, never taking it too seriously.
Play with your image.
Yeah. The key is to infuse your play with the conviction and feeling of a child, making it seem natural. The more absorbed you seem in your own joy-filled world,
The more seductive you become.
yeah,
It's like bringing that present moment, childlike absorption to how you present yourself, not just what you do.
it sounds like a secret weapon for authentic magnetism, doesn't it?
It really does. Okay, so our architecture is taking shape. Now we come to the process, embracing the journey as the destination.
And Kobe Bryant, maybe surprisingly to some, offers profound wisdom here.
His description of a peak experience, it might not be what people expect from a champion focused on winning.
Right. He said those times when you get up early and you work hard. Those times when you stay up late and you work hard.
Okay.
Those times when you don't feel like working, you are too tired, you don't want to push yourself, but you do it anyway.
Yeah, the grind.
That is actually the dream. That's the dream. It's not the destination, it's the journey.
That insight completely flips our understanding of what makes life meaningful, doesn't it?
It really does.
He's not talking about the trophy ceremony. He's talking about the unglamorous, difficult, daily practice of just showing up. So for listeners who are maybe very goal-oriented, how do you reconcile that drive for achievement with finding fulfillment in the daily grind itself? Does this mean just abandoning goals?
No, I don't think so. That's the beautiful paradox, right? It's not about abandoning goals. It's about understanding that the growth, the transformation, that happens in the consistent, often unseen daily effort.
So the outcome is more like a byproduct.
Exactly, not the sole source of meaning. Francis of Assisi gives us a beautiful roadmap for how this process unfolds.
What's that?
Start by doing what's necessary, then do what's possible, and suddenly you are doing the impossible.
It's not magic then.
No, it's a description of how sustained, purposeful action day after day builds momentum. Eventually, you transcend your initial limits.
And John Locke supports this too, right? Observing that the chief art of learning is to attempt, but a little at a time.
Which brings us right back to that foundation, doesn't it? Focus on the 24 hours in front of you.
Right.
Build mastery through those incremental, dedicated steps.
Okay, finally we arrive at the top, the integration, living as a unified whole.
Yes. And Francis Lear reflected that the second half of one's life is meant to be better than the first half. Well, the first half is finding out how you do it, and the second half is enjoying it. It suggests this natural progression from learning to embodying, from striving to truly inhabiting your authentic self.
That makes sense. Enjoying the fruits of that labor.
And a crucial aspect of sustainable, authentic living is captured in this idea. It's not about being overworked. It's about being under-rested.
Ooh, that's interesting. Say more about that.
It challenges that whole pervasive myth, that burnout culture, where constant exhaustion is like a badge of honor.
Right. Busy equals important.
But when we're truly aligned with our purpose, engaged in meaningful work, operating from our authentic selves, the issue often isn't that we're doing too much. It's that we need to intentionally build in space for deep renewal, for integration.
So we can sustain that engagement and joy without burning out.
Exactly. It's a shift from just quantity of effort to quality of energy.
Wow. Okay. We've really constructed this architecture of authentic living now, piece by piece.
We have.
We started by laying the foundation. Present moment intentionality. Focusing on the power of those 24 hours in front of you.
And understanding Einstein's point about breaking old thinking patterns to make space for the new.
Then we moved to the blueprint, aligning passion with purpose, inspired by Eric Liddell living his unified calling, even making that sacrifice.
And Tony Dungy inviting us to apply discipline inwardly to character.
From there, we explored the framework. Courageous action in Roosevelt's arena. Not about perfection, but wholehearted engagement.
Yeah, contrasting with those cold and timid souls.
Then we discovered the creative dimension through Josephine Baker, building her own joy-filled world as this act of seductive authenticity.
Reminding us to play with our image, create our own reality with conviction.
We saw the process as the dream, as Kobe revealed, focusing on the hard daily work, not just the outcome.
Echoing Francis of Assisi's doing what's necessary and Locke's a little at a time, incremental mastery.
And finally, we brought it all together with integration, living as a unified whole.
Where the second half of life is enjoying what you've learned, and living sustainably means being underrested, not overworked, prioritizing that renewal.
So what holds this whole structure together? What's the unifying principle?
It really is integrated authenticity. That's the mortar, you could say. Living in a way where your actions, your values, your deepest self, they're all aligned. Always.
Refusing to fragment your life.
Exactly. Seeing all your gifts, all your callings as just different expressions of the same core purpose. Unified.
But this kind of living, it's not easy, is it?
Yeah.
It demands real courage to step into that arena.
Definitely. And immense patience for that daily, sometimes slow progress.
Plus, profound creativity to build your own reality, like Baker.
And the wisdom to trust the journey itself.
It's about consistently acting from that authentic internal purpose, not just reacting to external pressures or what you think you should do.
And the profound promise, really, from all these diverse sources is this. When you consistently live with this integrated authenticity, you just naturally become more effective, more deeply fulfilled, and almost magically more attractive to others who are also seeking their own path.
You become, in essence, fully and powerfully yourself.
Yeah.
And in doing so, you kind of give others permission to do the same.